let you get settled. I'm gonna let you get settled.
Thank you.
And then,
Hey, down in here.
yeah. So what we've done is we have Harry and Don and, Marty will be joining us on Zoom, okay? Their mics will be on, so that if they need to, just in part of the discussion, that they can do that, okay? We probably, when is everybody here?
Well, Jack and Craig are outside.
Jack and Craig are outside, no, I'm gonna go yell at them. But I thought what we could do is, I've got that set up where if somebody needs to speak, they can come here and introduce themselves so that Harry and Don and Marty can see what's going on. Because it's hard, I can't move my camera on my laptop.
I have to read, so you want me to get up and stand over there. That's fine with me.
I mean, unless you might just announce yourself and say, I think it's just, if you feel like you need to stand up for Harry or for Don.
Well, I can get up.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Stand
where?
Yes.
We need to put an arc on the floor.
Well, you can kind of see.
I can see.
Yeah. Wait, I think if you're right here, you're fine. You're right here at this.
Yeah, I can see. I can see myself.
Yeah.
There's a little delay there, though.
Okay. Yeah, there is a delay. There is a delay.
They're going to Mars and back.
Huh?
I first started working
It's,
for IBM.
well, I don't know if you can see me. Let me see if I can get me.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
That's real time here.
There we go.
That's very good.
Yeah. So there is some. Yeah. So we just need to make sure that when we need to say something, we need to go here. I can't figure out how to move that laptop enough, so we'll just have to get up. And we need to, if we do feel like we can stay where we're at, we need to just introduce, just say, hey, this is Roger. I've got this, and that'll help them on there. Does that sound
So, Kai,
Yes.
we asked what he would like us to do if we are somehow able to hear or we don't know who's talking. How would the judge like us to let that be known so we're not too disruptive?
So how would you like for if someone needs to be someone needs to be acknowledged to be able to speak? How do you want to handle that with the Zoom participants?
I'm not sure I wanted this, but I've got it anyway. I don't know how to tell. I don't know.
Okay, how about if guys, how about if I watch, and then if you need to say something, I can raise my hand?
I can see them perfect, so I can.
Oh,
I
okay.
can be right,
How about that? Would that work for
If
you?
anybody will raise their hand and show respect to the other fellow members, that's what they do.
Okay,
So if they have a question, I'll just raise my hand and.
okay. All right, will that be all right with you? Okay. So Harry, what will happen is, Matt will be watching you, and if you have something to say, need something to say, you will raise your hand, and Matt will raise his hand so that the judge knows.
Oh, okay, and the same if I'm like, somebody's talking and I can't hear them at all, should I just go like this and I'll be acknowledged?
Yes.
I'll be able to say, I can't hear or I don't know who's talking?
Yes. mean, we'll have to understand, Harry, that we're gonna do the best we can.
Right, but
you know.
I don't want to miss the meeting because I didn't want to interrupt somebody or something.
Right.
So I'll only do it if it's prolonged or,
Okay,
real
Okay.
serious problem.
okay, now I've got somebody that has come in that,
Good guy.
oh, that's Mike Ellis, okay. That's Makita. Hi, Mike. Hi, Thomas. Makita, welcome.
Hey Connie,
How are you?
doing well, how are you?
I'm doing good. So, Thomas, you weren't here. We're gonna try to, if you need to be acknowledged by the judge, which, I don't know that you would need to be, Matt Phillips is going to watch. And, if you need something, just raise your hand, but I see you're not, you don't have
I
your.
can connect, if I need to.
Okay, so if you need something, just raise your hand and we'll try to get you addressed, okay?
Thank you.
If after 5 o'clock, it's time. John, if you say, prayer, including the flag.
Father, we just thank you for the blessings of living where we live. We just ask that we in this time, just give us a clear mind, dealing with the county business. Just pray that you would enlighten us to what we need to do that's best for our county. Just pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now call the meeting to order. Thank you all for coming. Back to the meeting. Ms. Connie, would you do the roll call, please?
I will. JP Deaton,
Here.
JP Olson,
Here.
JP Farrow,
Here,
JP Johnson. JP Phillips,
Here.
JP Hicks,
Here.
JP Matt. Here. JP McNeely,
Here.
JP Hall,
Here.
JP Swafford,
Here.
JP Howerton.
Here.
Next item of business is disposition of journal proceedings. Need a motion to approve if there's no correction.
So moved.
Jack,
I'm gonna approve.
you move to approve.
Second.
Who second? Larry second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
mine,
Who won?
They just said aye, sir.
Okay, thank you. Next item of business is changes to the agenda on any changes.
Sam,
John?
I'd like to make 2 changes. I need to add a speaker under miscellaneous, Robert Anderson. And then also I'd like to add a G for a resolution to approve, renewing the loan and equity bank that the airport has out there. The amount of that loan is $10,131.89 as of yesterday.
You propose to put it under G.
Yes, sir.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next down on the business is public comments. Do we have any? Have 3 minutes. If not, we'll move on to miscellaneous.
Judge, this time I'd like to introduce our manager. You got 10 minutes.
Yes, I have an issue here with
Would you come up for you here?
Yes.
Yeah, give them, right here. That'd be great. And introduce yourself very loud.
okay. I'm Robert Anderson, owner of R&R Towing over at Green Forest. And, I have an issue here. It was a traffic stop actually in my personal vehicle. And then the sheriff, Mr. Jim Ross, has personally attacked my business and took me off the rotation of the county that I've been on for 5 years because he was mad at me. And I brought him the regulations of the tow board that we abide by. And, he wrote him a couple of letters there. And, he won't answer my letters, won't do nothing. He's took it upon himself to attack my business and, don't want to follow the rules and regulations. I think something needs to be done about it. I'm a lifetime resident of Carroll County, Arkansas. And, I grew up here, still live here, and do business here, so that's all I have to say.
John?
Sam, I'd just like to ask you a question. You just stated that it has taken you completely off the rotation.
Yes, sir.
Well, as I told you over the phone, there's not a lot that we can do here. My suggestion, and I think the rest of the JPs probably agree with it, is you probably need to talk to Thomas Aldrin, which he's our attorney, or county attorney, JP attorney,
Sure.
and follow whatever course of action that maybe he recommends, or if you don't agree with what he tells you, maybe do other avenues.
Well, according to the state rules and regulations, he has no right in enforcing the law and taking me off for a personal vendetta.
Kelly?
Yeah, do you have any copies of those?
Yes, I do. I brought a copy.
I'd like to have one.
Jack?
All these are all.
Yes, this is all the letter, and this is the
Okay.
letters I wrote him, and these are the rules and regulations of the company.
He won't remember calling.
And he won't, after we had this little meeting, he gave me this letter, which every bit of this doesn't even pertain to my total.
Sir, are you still on the state list?
Yes,
You're still on the state, this county?
yes, sir.
Is that on state highway or this county road?
State highway.
Anyone else? Larry?
I'm a little hesitant on this, but you threw it out there. What happened on the traffic stop?
I was actually going a little fast. And I pulled over, got out, the officer was way out of line, never asked me for my ID, registration, nothing. Got all over me because I got out of the vehicle where I felt safe because I seen that he didn't have a mask. So I stood by the side of my vehicle where I had plenty of room. He come up there and got all carried away, didn't ask me for my license or nothing. And I told him that I was headed to a state call. I was two minutes from my facility to pick up my tow truck. The lady had backed off over a culvert. The state had called me twice. I've got pictures and everything of it. They were wanting me to hurry. And I was close. And then whenever I got pulled over, I had to send somebody else. And then Mr. Ross took it upon himself to bring that up, the excuses which is in the letter, which had nothing to do with the topic.
Matt?
Here you go, listen.
Who does?
I couldn't, in the beginning when the gentleman mentioned his business name, I couldn't hear that. I'm not clear. Anderson Gas or?
Harry, his name is Robert Anderson.
But didn't he say he had a business that did business with him or?
Yes, she didn't get some.
Yes, it's,
Okay, that's what I didn't get. Thank you. And, one more question.
Go ahead.
Did you say the deputy wasn't wearing a mask?
No,
Who pulled you over?
no. Not at all.
I'm not hearing.
No, no ma'am, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing what you're saying.
Harry, he was not wearing a mask. The deputy was not wearing a mask.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, was there a citation issued
Yes,
for
for speeding,
speeding?
yes,
That was the only thing.
yes.
Judge, I would venture to say that probably on a traffic stop, a deputy can social distance, so you would not need to wear that mask. However, would we be out of line to ask Major Williams to speak on that? About this stop? Jared, Major Williams, will we be out of line to ask you to speak about this?
I can go down this rabbit hole a little bit.
Okay.
Go ahead.
However you feel comfortable.
Sure. No, I would point out a couple of things. One, this was months ago. This was a couple months ago, before the mandate that the governor put out. So I'll just put that out there. And number two, before any action was taken against R&R Towing, the sheriff made a phone call to the city of Little Rock at the tow board and spoke with not one but two people down there. One of them being the head of the person in charge of the tow board. And based on that conversation and the correspondence back and forth, and one of them also was with a letter, the action that was taken against R&R Towing was at the guidance and the recommendation of the Little Rock Tow Board.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One question, if the state suggested the county taking him off the board, why didn't the state take him off the board?
I'm sorry, I don't think I heard the entire question.
If the state suggested that the county take him off the rotation, why didn't the state themselves take him off?
I guess you would have to direct that question to the state.
Robert?
I spoke with Mr. Williams at the head of the tow board. And from talking to him numerous times and sending him numerous emails, he said, and his direct words was that the county had no reason to bring my personal business into my business. I was not in the tow vehicle, and I was not doing any tow business. And the issue at hand was, it all happened because the officer was totally out of line. I have a video of it. And I have a witness that was with me at the time. And that's all I've got to say about it, And I even went to the sheriff's office and gave them a letter and showed them that the rules of regulations, but they won't answer.
Anyone else? Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Sir Kelly has a person
You
too.
get a time if I can. Go ahead.
I got Charlene Myers with the Historical Society, and she just wants to give us an update what's going on over there and has some ideas, some things that need to be done. I think Connie made a copy and attached it to the agenda of what she's.
Hello, my name is Starling Lee. I'm the president of the Carroll County Historical Society and a board member of the Homemakers Extension Program. The Carroll County Country Chicks and Roosters is helping to remodel the inside of the community room at the community building for the Historical Society. We would like to ask the county for some help. The ramp needs to be painted, and as you go down the ramp, it makes a really bad noise and it would scare someone in a wheelchair. So it either needs to have a few more bolts or maybe a little more welding to it so it doesn't scare someone. We need to have a couple of signs put up for handicap so that they are able to park near it and use the ramp. It might be a nice idea to maybe have some paint where we can park the vehicle. The back door needs to be replaced with a 36-inch door and frame for wheelchairs, along with a threshold between the doorway and the ramp. Our construction man, Dan Coley, says that he will put it in for us. We would also like to see about putting a small bathroom upstairs, and it would be for men or for women, because wheelchair people can't get down the stairs to the one. Anyway, could the county help us with the plumbing work if we did all the finishing, put up the walls, toilet, the sinks, the handbars, that kind of thing? And also, as the president of the Historical Society, I would like to ask that the JPs get familiar a little bit with the Arkansas Preservation Grant Program. We could use some grant money to help continue to fix up the little community room, but you have to go through grant programs to do it. And it is a one-on-one match. So if you could get familiar with it, I'd like to come back later and talk to you about some grants. Thank you.
Thank you. Kelly,
Yeah.
you want to say something?
I think we should help them out with this. I don't think we'd be out a whole lot, and if they're willing to meet us halfway in doing a lot of the work, and this other man doing the work to install, I think that's just, I'm no handyman, but that sounds like a pretty tedious job. I've seen it. I've been over there to look, and their back door is about this big, and to replace it, do all that. I think if we got somebody willing to do that, would be great. And it's a nice little building, and I think we need to help them keep it up. And I don't think we'll be out much.
Anyone else? Jack?
I want to back up a little bit. Your organization come to us in 2017 to talk about $9,000 to put that ramp up. At that time, we approved it.
Yes, sir.
It didn't get done. It didn't get done in 18. It didn't get done until 19. And at that time, we approved a little over $9,000 to build a ramp, and the note on there says the customer, which I would assume would be the organization taking care of the courthouse, is going to be the customer. They were supposed to paint it and pour the concrete pad. And lo and behold, after it gets done, we get billed again for over another $3,000 for changes made in it that nobody talked to us about. And so what I would like to see happen before the county does anything else over there is for somebody to step up and take the responsibility to see the stuff gets done and make sure the bills come in and their money is done when we approve them, and not 2 years later and then we get billed $3,000 more than what we agreed to.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else? Thank you. Next item is old business, we have none. So we'll move to new business. John, you want to read the resolution for airport?
If you read that, I don't have the information.
Yeah. I can. You want me to read it by title only?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Be it resolved by the Court of Carroll County, State of Arkansas, a resolution entitled, A resolution authorizing the Carroll County, Arkansas Quorum Court through its county judge to enter into a grant agreement with the Federal Aviation Administration for a project to install runway and taxiway edge lights, AIP 3-05-007-019-2020 at the Carroll County Airport.
Move to approve.
John moves to approve, Chuck second. Any discussion?
This is just a grant continuing on, fixing up at the airport. It's all 100%, non-taxable from the county, so it's kind of a no-brainer to buy them.
Any more discussion? Chuck?
If we expect, as a quorum court for the airport to be solvent and pay for itself, it's gotta continue to grow. Its only income is hangars, and they are building more hangars. To attract more people to build hangars, we need to keep our facilities, runways, and everything updated. So, we need to take advantage of these grants when we can.
Any more discussion? Call for the vote.
JP Deaton,
Yes.
JP Olson,
Yes.
JP Farrow,
Yes.
JP Johnson, JP Phillips,
Yes.
JP Hicks,
Yes.
JP Matt,
Yes.
JP McNeely,
Yes.
JP Hall,
Yes.
JP Swafford,
Yes.
and JP Howerton.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item of business is B. Chuck, if you want to read that, please.
Yes, sir. May I ask Connie a question first, sir?
Should this be 1 year or 2 years?
It's two. You want to take mine?
No, I got 2, but it said then it's gonna be 4 years. Okay,
No, it's not.
Okay. I stand corrected. Be it resolved by the Quorum Court of the County of Carroll, State of Arkansas, resolution to be titled, a resolution confirming the appointment of commissioners to the Bluffs and Jackson Cove Subordinate Service District. Whereas the county judge has appointed C. Lewis Jones, whose term expired in August of 2019, to serve the initial 2 years of a staggered term in accordance with ordinance 2018-18. Mr. Jones will continue to serve on Jackson Cove for the 2 years that remain in his 3-year term. Whereas the county judge has also appointed Charlie Charlton for a 3-year term described in ordinance 2018-19 and replaces Carroll Rose, whose term was expired in August of 2019. Position was not filled, with the term expired with Carroll LaRose. Now, thereby, be it resolved by the Quorum Court, the County of Carroll, State of Arkansas, that the appointment of C. Lewis Jones and Charlie Charlton for 3-year terms is hereby confirmed and shall serve as commissioners from the Bluffs at Jackson Cove Subordinate Service District. Move.
You moved it up.
I move to adopt.
Second. Larry, second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
JP Deaton,
Yes.
JP Olson,
Yes.
JP Farrow,
Yes.
JP Johnson, JP Phillips,
Yes.
JP Hicks,
Yes.
JP Matt,
Yes.
JP McNeely,
Yes.
JP Hall,
Yes.
JP Swafford,
Yes.
JP Howerton.
Yes. No, man.
I think Don, has a question, sir.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, when somebody is reading something or something like that, if it's, you think it'd be possible to pull their mask down? Because it does, muffle their voice.
What he said.
He just inquired as to if someone is speaking and reading something, if we could pull the mask down so we could hear.
Thank you. Next is C, would you read that ordinance, please, Ms. Connie?
An appropriation ordinance allowing vacation pay in lieu of taking off from work.
Move to approve.
I'll second it.
John moved to adopt, who's second? Mike second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
JP Deaton,
Yes.
JP Olson,
Yes.
JP Farrow,
Yes.
JP Phillips,
Yes.
JP Hicks,
Yes.
JP Matt,
Yes.
JP McNeely,
Yes.
JP Hall,
Yes.
JP Swafford,
Yes.
JP Howerton.
Yes.
Next item of business, Don, is D. Would you read that, Ms. Connie?
A supplemental appropriation ordinance, amending ordinance number 2019-62, the 2020 budget ordinance to reimburse elections for funds received by the county treasurer.
I'll move that out.
Jack moved to adopt, who's second? Matt second. Any discussion? Jack?
This is basically just a reimbursement expenditures that we do every year, the money that the election board spends, the state reimbursement for expenditures.
Any more discussion? Call for the vote.
JP Deaton,
Yes.
JP Olson,
Yes.
JP Farrow,
Yes.
JP Phillips,
Yes.
JP Hicks,
Yes.
JP Matt,
Yes.
JP McNeely,
Yes.
JP Hall,
Yes.
JP Swafford,
Yes.
JP Howerton.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next is E. Would you read that, please?
A supplemental appropriation ordinance, amending ordinance number 2019-62, the 2020 budget ordinance, and appropriating funds to the Carroll County Fair Grant.
Second.
John moved to adopt, who's second? And Mr. Hicks, any discussion? Call for the vote.
JP Deaton,
Yes.
JP Olson,
Yes.
JP Farrow,
Yes.
JP Phillips,
Yes.
JP Hicks,
Yes.
JP Matt,
Yes.
JP McNeely,
Yes.
JP Hall,
Yes.
JP Swafford,
Yes.
JP Howerton.
Yes.
Next is F. Would you read that, Ms. Connie?
A supplemental appropriation ordinance, amending ordinance number 2019-62, the 2020 budget ordinance, and appropriating money to the Recorder's Cost Fund.
Move to adopt.
Jack moved to adopt. Chuck second, any discussion? Jack?
This is basically just updating equipment. Rona's office is still operating off of Windows 7. The auditor would like to move into the next generation. And this is money she's already got, we're just moving it into her budget line items to pay for it, so.
Anyone else? Chuck?
I'm just gonna say it's very important that everybody keeps their computers updated, because of security upgrades. And so this is definitely essentially needed.
Anyone else? Call for the vote?
JP Deaton,
Yes.
JP Olson,
Yes.
JP Farrow,
Yes,
JP Phillips,
Yes.
JP Hicks,
Yes.
JP Matt,
Yes.
JP McNeely,
Yes.
JP Hall,
Yes.
JP Swafford,
Yes.
JP Howerton.
Yes.
Our next item of business is E. Would you read that, Mr. Connie, please?
It's G and
And it's the one for the airport. We don't have that printed up yet. I'd ask that we approve that in principle. It'll be worded just like the one was last year when we redone it. Connie will take care of writing the resolution. As I stated before, what's left on that note is $10,131.89. That was as of yesterday. The airport has paid from last year to this year $2,400 on that. The plans going forward has just been talked about just a little bit. They're going to use some of that CARES Act money, grant money that we received 2 months ago. I think, and I don't know that for sure, but I believe they will pay the whole thing off with that. They've got some ideas on some other stuff, but I'm going to suggest that they take care of that note before we do anything else. So that's the background of it. So the resolution would be just to allow the judge to renew that at Equity Bank.
You make that a motion?
Yes, sir.
Second?
Oh, I was gonna say, sir, I think that's a line of credit. I think that's a line of credit versus a loan.
Do I have a second? Thanks, Larry. Now you,
I'm sorry. I said, I believe it's a line of credit.
I believe it is. Good.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
So John, and who was second? Thank you.
Any more call for the vote?
JP Deaton,
Yes.
JP Olson,
Yes.
JP Farrow,
yes,
JP Phillips,
Yes.
JP Hicks,
Yes.
JP Matt,
Yes.
JP McNeely,
Yes.
JP Hall,
Yes.
JP Swafford,
Yes.
JP Howerton.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item of business is JP comments, non-agenda. Matt?
I got a call 2 days ago from Lisa Holt that she got approved for her grant that we filed for last year. So we're gonna start moving through with that. It says full process getting the money in, but as soon as that gets here, we'll start working that process with her.
Yeah.
A couple things, our hours has increased a little bit on the coronavirus deal since a few more people have been taking off work. We're still okay on that. And secondly, I thought the treasurer can't be here tonight because her son had a birthday party that they already planned for, planned a meeting. But our taxes coming in are still in good shape, and so we're not in bind yet, so.
Sure.
We had another incident with the roof this past week. I talked to Harness Roofing, and they assured me that most of it, if not all of it, would be covered by warranty. I talked to Justin, and did he give you a call today?
Who?
Justin from Harness Roofing? Did he call you today?
No.
Well, he's gonna give you a call. I asked him to do that, to tell you that the ceiling on the outside of the building was not done right. They need to redo it and fix it.
Anyone else?
Don.
Oh,
Don.
Don.
Don?
Yes, sir. Two questions, Sam. First one, I was know how you're doing. How you feeling?
Well, I'm doing all right, or couldn't be here.
Okay, the next question is really for all the JPs. Earlier this month, a guy called me up about Berryville, and And he named about 4 or 5 of the guys he called and said that they won't do it. And I asked him, I said, why won't they do it? He said, well, they're afraid to get sued. And it really did dawn on me that that could be a possibility. And I did talk to Thomas Alfred about it. And if you do marry people and refuse to marry a gay couple, you are liable to be sued. And of course, the Supreme Court has ruled that gay marriage is legal in all 50 states. So it's kind of scary in a way because, you get a lawyer, they can run into a bunch of money. But it's a shame because JP's, I guess since they invented the position, has had the right to marry people. And now, in this day and time, if you don't, you might get in trouble. And I looked at a lot of information too of other states and counties. And, like one JP said, well, one reason that he does it is because of he's not making it sin, because we believe in the Bible. It's a couple that's getting married is actually the ones who are doing the sin. Well, that's it's still hard to take like that. But the thing about it, I don't know how many guys are married people. Are you guys marrying anybody now?
Kelly?
I married one last summer. Not a gay couple. It was just a.
We're not supposed to
Okay,
answer
yeah, see,
questions
that's-
on this, it's just a comment.
Kind of a shame.
Anyone else? Larry?
I might say, Marty Johnson checked with legal counsel for Arkansas Association of Counties back a year and a half ago or so. And the position of JP's, we can marry people if we want to, but it's not an obligation that comes with the job that you have to. You have the choice, but they did tell Marty, the lawyer, well, I think it comes from the Attorney General's office, that if you marry anybody, you have to marry anybody that asks you. And so that's the reason that some have quit. But that's what the lawyers in Little Rock told JP's.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean. What else got a JP comment? None.
Harry's got her hand up.
Harry has her hand up. Harry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just very uncomfortable with using these JPs to talk about what sin might or might not be. And I just prefer we don't go there. And I also understand that JP comments are not for answering to their questions, so that was kind of out of line anyway. And so I just want to say I'm not comfortable with that amendment. And aside from that, I would just like to say that there was a couple of times where it was tricky here tonight, especially when the judge went from asking if there were any discussions to voting. It moved a little too fast, so I'd just like to ask to slow down a little bit on that. And I did not hear Matt's comment at all with JP comments, so if it was important if you repeat it, that would be great.
Thank you.
Can I repeat it for her? She asked me to repeat it.
Who?
Harry would like for Mr. Phillips to repeat what he said in his JP comments because she didn't get it all.
Is it okay to repeat it?
Go ahead.
Lisa Holt from the health department, last year we filed for a grant. She got denied last year, but got approved this year. And so we're gonna start the process pretty soon.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming, taking care of the county business. Hope you all have a good, safe evening. Stay away from all these germs. Get healthy, enjoy the listening. Thank you.
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Connie, could you